What's up, people? Amit Baravid here, and today I'm going to talk about My Alien Academia Chapter 50. This is the end of the Crisis on Infinite Muffins saga, and I really love it. So, for those who don't know, My Alien Academia is the story made of by the Incredible Muffin, and for those who don't know, the Crisis on Infinite Muffins is basically the Incredible Muffins adaptation of the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Only instead of the stupid anti-monitor thing, we have Vilgax, who escaped the Phantom Zone after being imprisoned there in the end of Ben 10 Unlimited. So, what a bit. Anyway, so in that in chapter 59 we had the confrontation against Vilgax. In chapter 59 we had the confrontation against Vilgax, and in this chapter we had Vilgax finally losing. So we had Eri in this chapter becoming the new Paradox, or as the fandom starts to call her Eridox. And now, after restoring every universe that was destroyed by Vilgax's drones, but not by himself directly, Vilgax lost most of his powers and basically became a walking corpse. And once the crisis ended, we had the entire Justice League coming together to beat Vilgax and all of his army. So I really love how there are consequences here that do not involve Ben 10 Unlimited and its sequels going erased, but it is nice. It is nice seeing that now Julie, Gwen, Kevin, and I think that's it. But Julie, Kevin, and Gwen are now going to be in the new universe that Ben lives in. It's going to be kind of weird in the future seeing them there, but hey, at least they are going to have some time to recover. Anyway, I really love the character stuff there, even the small things like how Izuku used his ultimate move, Deku Unlimited, against Vilgax, and then managed to copy that because apparently it's a move that he didn't even know he could do with the Omnitrix. So it was an interesting thing. Lex Luthor got a heroic sacrifice, and Ben was eventually the one to end Vilgax. He was the one to kill him, and I think it's really earned. On the surface, it might look like it's a little rush in this chapter because Vilgax loses his powers very quickly, and then we have that whole thing with the Justice League dealing with his drones and stuff like that. But if you pay close attention, you can see how well written this was. Like the whole thing there with how Izuku still goes with his arc about not being a mini Ben is actually his own character. The only similarities between them involve the color of their eyes. Kind of. Izuku is kind of has strange eyes now. But other than that, the only similarity is the fact that they both use an Omnitrix. Other than that, the two of them are basically nothing alike, and I love it. Just because someone has the Omnitrix doesn't mean that they are a Ben Tennyson clone, and it's something that I really try to replicate in my story, because in my story I try to keep Gwen Stacy the same as she is, like only a little influenced by the Omnitrix, but she is not Ben. And I think the Incredible Muffin is a great inspiration for that aspect of writing. and I think it's interesting that Izuku's universe was slightly altered, but we don't know yet how it was altered after the crisis. We know that the few minutes or hours after his class won in this joint class thing. But other than that, it's unclear, and I think it's an interesting mystery for the next arc. Another thing that I really love there is that it had this outro-like thing in the end that kind of made it feel like a series finale, but it feels like it's more like it's a middle thing because it's not the story is not over. And while I'm sure Izuku is going to win in these future battles, I'm definitely seeing that as a thing that would leave a mark on him, and he's not just going to shrug off everything like, I saved the universe and stuff like that. He's not Alien Force Season 3 Ben. He's not like that. And and speaking, it reminds me again about Ben killing Vilgax. I love how in his last moments Vilgax heard that Ben actually outgrown him, and is actually, it's not something that Ben is blindly enraged and stuff like that. It's not Ben 10 Unlimited. Ben pretty much moved on. He said his goodbyes to his family and loved ones, and moved on with his new family and stuff, so it makes sense to me. Izuku was a little bitter there, because Vilgax's drone still killed all of his loved ones before they were rewinded, but I think he was fairly composed. Basically, he just told them, you are the last person I want to receive compliments from, when Vilgax said that Izuku was a worthy opponent, and it was interesting seeing all of these characters and how they interact and stuff like that. Mirio got a little bit of a short stick there in this arc, but when he was still involved, I think he was still interesting. If anything, I think it helped the arc a little because I know how hard it is to write many characters in a story, and writing Mirio into the final battle where he is basically just going literal, intangible punches against Vilgax before the guy loses his powers is not something that I think could really help the story. So yeah, I think this arc was great, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next one. This is everything for this video. Amit Barabi, out.